They've still got this massive match and potentially one more to play for, and you know, big game all round for lots of players. Good to see Alan Wynne back.
This is Gareth Anscombe. He'll be at fullback today. Today's referee, Nigel Owens. The maestro himself, Alan Wynne-Jones. 120 Welsh caps. He's past the 200 mark for the Ospreys. Just one of the grand servants, as well as being the master of his role. He is. He's a legend, Alan Wynne, and he hasn't finished playing yet. We're up and running. Jared Evans, who does wear the Blues number 10 shirt. Alan Davis waits for his first touch at the scrum half position. Ospreys regather possession. The first charge for James King. Alan Wynne-Jones's first touch. Sam Davis, Corey Allen in the centre. Corey Allen. Ollie Cracknell. Square 6, part of the back row tussle. That will be enormous today. Gareth Anscombe. Justin Tipperick with the blue scrum cap on. Now the Blues. Chance for them to come up to halfway. Pace on the wing. Alex Summerhill. Did that go forward? No, we play on. Lloyd Williams. Picked ahead of Thomas Williams today. Penalty goes the Ospreys' way.
Frantic opening minute and a half, wasn't it? You know, great box kick from Alan Davis. Initially, Nick Williams stood off. It thought it was going out. Dirksen kept it in play. Blues get the ball, and you see Jared Evans. He plays really flat to the line, and he's a threat. But you know, Sam Oberton talked about the Blues' threats over the ball, but that man for a loose head is so important to the Ospreys. He really is. He's superb in the tackle area. Nicky Smith gets over the ball and wins a big penalty for the Ospreys early on.
Yeah, in many respects it's a case of the Ospreys forwards against the Blues backs, Martin, isn't it? And you and I have been involved in many Blues Ospreys derbies, but I'm not so sure there's been a more important one in the context of the season than this one.
There he is, Nicky Smith wearing 1 after the charge by Dylan Lewis wearing 3. The Ospreys find themselves 5 yards outside the Blues 22. Cracknell at the back, down to Tipperick.
Over 15, line is over.
Ollie Robinson, he too sports a blue scrum cap. Penalty advantage to the Ospreys. James King again touches the 22. Sam Davis, Corey Allen, Hanno Dirksen, Nick Williams.
No advantage, number 1 tackler.
Tries to rip the ball. Nigel Owens takes play back to the penalty.
Yeah, discipline is all so important in these big games. And you look at the Blues, you know, they've given the Ospreys 50 metres from 2 penalties. Initially, Nicky Smith getting over the ball and doing well. That time, Ollie Robinson, the line-out's gone over the 15, so Ollie Robinson has shot off the back. Tipperick has seen that, gone through, and then Nigel Owens has penalised Rhys Gill for not rolling away after making the tackle. It should be a simple 3 points. You see here, Tipperick realises no Ollie Robinson there. It's difficult for Rhys Gill because Nick Williams has actually pinned him in to try get over the ball to win the turnover. So not much Rhys Gill could have done with that, but definitely a penalty.
Yeah, Ollie Robinson had shot off the back of the line because the ball had gone over 15. No offside, line out over. And Tipperick's a wily old character, interesting battle. And it's the forgotten man of Welsh rugby yet. Sam Davis, still don't know where he's going to end up next year. Big game for him.
He's not so forgotten, Sean. You keep on making him man of the match.
If he plays well, I've got to give him. And he kicks like that, and he may get it today.
Perfect start for Sam Davis and the Ospreys, 3-0.
Yeah, nice strike from Sam Davis. You know, not so long ago, you know, tipped to be the next wheels out at half. A beautiful left foot, good player when he's playing with confidence.
Jared Evans to get play underway again. Busy little opening for James King. Aled Davis patiently waits and then is bundled off the ball. Just to
Contest is over, ruck is formed.
upset the composure of a scrum half, of anybody. Good clearance though.
Yeah, and there you can see the beauty of that left foot. You know, it really has a sweet spot, and that takes the Ospreys forwards up to halfway line. Now jogging forward with a bit of confidence.
Ethan Lewis, the Blues hooker. Nick Williams, oh, good pass from the big number 8. Off his wing comes
Pass is good.
Owen Lane, and it's worked very well. Gareth Anscombe, the strength of Anscombe from fullback. Can he go all the way? Anscombe with the finish! Oh! Gareth Anscombe leading the Blues for the Ospreys, scoring for the Blues against the Ospreys.
Is he going to celebrate? Well, anybody who thinks he's not up for this one, what a finish from Gareth Anscombe. Brilliant first phase play off the line-out from the Cardiff Blues. So many threats, so many decoys. Great bust by Owen Lane, support play on the inside from Lloyd Williams. You see the decoys, they fix the inside defenders of the Ospreys. And Owen Lane as support lines. Lloyd Williams on the inside. Gives a really good switch to Gareth Anscombe, and then he stepped 3 or 4 players. Aled Davis beaten, Alan Wynne beaten. Still you think he's going to get caught. Great fend on James King. What a finish from Gareth Anscombe. Brilliant start from the Blues.
Well, it's 2 long passes from the line-out, as you call it. And as the Ospreys defence coach, you'd be very unhappy. Never allow 2 long passes from the first phase. It's good passes, good deep play. Owen Lane for me is a sure to be an international player. Lovely line from Lloyd Williams. What a start for Anscombe.
Contribution of Lloyd Williams, not just getting to the position to be in support, but the change of direction with the pass.
Absolutely, Eddie. Just a little link before you make contact, give Anscombe room. What a finish from that man.
7 points for Gareth Anscombe.
Well, he had a lot to do, didn't he? This man, so impressive. Lloyd Williams, great experience, line of run. And he had a lot to do, Anscombe, jinking run, but he saw the line here.
Oh, he goes up.
As you see, he just skips out of Alan Wynne's challenge, saw the line and went for it.
Goodness, we thought it would be hard to follow game number 1, but game 2 has got off to a cracking start.
Yeah, they are lethal off first phase, this Cardiff Blues backline, and so Jared Evans gives you a 10 as well. You know, he's a different sort of 10 in some ways to Anscombe. He's such a threat, plays really, really flat on the line. You've got obviously Halaholo and Leroy who really do sit defenders down, even if they don't touch the ball. A really well finished play. And if you lot that back, you mentioned it there, Ed, Lloyd Williams and Owen Lane, they pass before contact, makes such a difference.
Well, if it is going to be an open game, let's not forget the role that Ray Lilo and Willis Halaholo might play in this.
Oh, they are huge line breakers, very experienced. They combine so well, complement one another, and they've been a huge part of the development of Jared Evans.
Ball won by James King with the black scrum cap on. The setup for Scott Baldwin to steer this maul upfield. Then Scott Baldwin on his own. Little surge from the hooker. Of course, he's leaving as well. Next season he'll be playing in England with Harlequins. First touch of the ball for Adam Beard. Ospreys second row. Nicky Smith felled by Ollie Robinson. Robinson, the Pro 14's leading tackler. Up into the smoke that hangs over Principality Stadium. Allen with good hands.
Hands away, ruck is called.
Safe delivery. Aled Davis. King again. Samuel, good. Didn't look where he was his passing. Looking the other way.
Sam, he's not a any clear out here. This clear channel is clear.
But the Ospreys yielding the
Clear channel
penalty.
here is clear.
Yeah, we all know what a big
Tackles the other
influence
side.
Alan Wynne-Jones is backing for the Ospreys, but the man who's just made that turnover there, Nick Williams, he is
Carry on,
integral
please,
to this Cardiff Blues team and the pack. And this, his timing and his reading of the breakdown situation is fantastic. He really does pick his moments, and obviously such a big strong man. Once he gets over the ball, I think it was Ali Davis that time who was trying to clean him out the scrum half. In fairness, you see here, it's
There
just
he
a
goes.
mismatch.
The boulder.
The 9 and the 10
No,
got
it was more
absolutely
scope,
no
that's
chance.
right. I couldn't
Great
see
work
it.
from Big Nick Williams.
Yeah, it looked like taking down
He's
my black,
35
yeah.
now.
Come on. Okay, come on.
Still a good couple of years left in him if he's managed well.
There he is again, involved playing that scrum half role. Good pass with the ball. Oh, it's a good pass. Owen Lane. And he sees off Hanno Dirksen. Blues on the front foot. Nick Williams involved again. Different sort of game for Nick Williams. He's normally so aggressive, but now he's distributing well. Ollie Robinson, good angle from him. Jared Evans. Here come the danger runners. Willis Halaholo. Second rows
Hands away!
in
Stay there,
midfield.
six.
Seb Davis.
Flat.
Props enjoying themselves in midfield. Swift passing. Oh, then that's where it may go wrong. And Hanno Dirksen gets the foot to it. Corey Allen in pursuit, and there is the danger if the game gets loose.
Well, little lesson for the whole of the Ospreys defence from Hanno Dirksen. They get up in the eye line. You see here now he's pushing up, goes into the space and gets interception, but there's absolutely no line speed coming from the Ospreys. That line-out play, the first phase, was exactly the same play from the try, but they just drifted off. Passive defence. They can't do that all afternoon against this Blues backline.
Ethan Lewis just slows everything down a little bit. It has been a breathless start. Lloyd Williams kicks with both
No,
feet.
it's okay, okay.
Obviously not at the same time, but that's worked well. Ollie Robinson in support. Dylan Lewis, chance here. Jared Evans, and we've had a slip in midfield. George North out of action. So Ray Lilo, oh, that's a superb tackle on him by Owen Watkin. It's a real scramble now for the Blues to hang on to possession. Ooh, hand in the rough.
If you had won it in the process of going to the ground, I'd have played on, but he played it back afterwards.
What one that got away there for the Blues? If Jared Evans had actually given it to Halaholo, like Corey Aaron, I think it was, who just slipped in midfield, and he was in Halaholo, but Jared Evans just chose to keep hold of the ball. They have won the penalty. But again, a good box kick. That's what Lloyd Williams brings you. He's such an accurate box kicker. Put a great box kick in, which enabled the Blues to win the ball back. Here we go. Difficult for Hanno Dirksen. Sam Davis, Ollie Robinson does well to react. It's just, as the play develops, just slips it out to George North, isn't it? Keeps hold of it, and just over eager again is Corey Allen this time at the breakdown. You know with Nigel Owens, you're going to have to be squeaky clean in the contact area. He's going to pick up everything. He will not allow you to lie there once that ruck is over. Clearly there, Corey Allen playing the ball on the floor.
There's no better man, is there, to manage a game of this magnitude now. But again, you see there, as Jared Evans went through, the Ospreys defence at 6s and 7s. Yes, George North slipped, but they need to get a bit tight there and get off that line.
Well, 13 minutes played, and Gareth Hanscom, this to go into double figures personally and for the team. 10 points to 3, the Blues lead.
Yeah, there was question marks whether you should pick him today, wasn't it? But that man, John Malvern, like you said, he's one of their best players, so you pick him. I thought maybe Jared Evans would take over the kicking duties just to take a little bit of pressure off Hanscom, but so far very accomplished opening 15 minutes for that man.
Let's give him some credit. You know, he's obviously got a strong mental strength and struck that superbly well.
Josh Turnbull with the catch from the kickoff. Blues inside their 22. Lloyd Williams finds Nick Williams. Oh, he's a smooth passer today, Nick Williams.
Go back. Okay.
Rory Thornton, the second row, who's well, he's at the Blues on loan from the Ospreys. Always useful to have somebody who knows a few secrets.
The ball's not available yet. Get it available. Okay, Hughes.
Lloyd Williams. Catch by Dan Evans. The one dangerous runner who hasn't been involved, and that's superbly stripped from him. And because Dan Evans isn't back there, that is good play by the Blues, and Nick Williams in particular.
Take a bow, Seb Davis. He wanted that to stay in play, I think. It was the right option. Off his left foot, we'll see this great upper body strength from the man mountain, straight into Seb Davis's hand. He looks up, he's not quite sure what to do. Ollie Robinson's pointing to go open. No, I'll just thread it down the tram line with my left foot.
Blues, step. Stay there.
He did play in the three quarters before he became 6'6".
He's a talented footballer, Seb. He's trying to find his way, whether he's a second row or a six.
Stay back.
Or scrum half.
Yeah, or outside half even, looking at that. But he is a quality player. Just needs a run of games in one position for me.
Oh, that's a good kick from Alan Daly. That went very high. And it was always going to be difficult for Alan Summerhill. Nicky Smith. There's the other side in Nick Williams. He's done it again. And it's given away again. But Nick Williams, if you... Never mind the man of the match, the man of the first quarter.
Yeah, he's been out of action, hasn't he, for a few weeks, so he's fresh.
Reminds me very much of Philo Tia that we had at the Ospreys. Similar sort of age, character. There he is again for another tackle. He's just ripped the ball out. And he's all over the place at the moment, but
he's got away with one there.
He's on the floor.
Clear penalty to the Ospreys, that should have been. But he's fresh, he's eager to make an impression, isn't he? And he's... How long this game he's going to last, I'm not quite sure, but...
Will he go 80?
He certainly started with a bang.
He's had a haircut, so he's going to last quite long. But another great box kick, Ed, isn't it? You know, in Wales we have some great scrum halves who can box kick. It's such a valuable part of the game. And both Aled and Lloyd showing the way there.
Yeah, first attacking scrum for the Blues as well. It'll be interesting to see, as we've seen off line-outs, when they go off the top, this back line is so dangerous, and at the moment the Ospreys are struggling defensively.
Lloyd Williams feeds the scrum. Aled Summerhill comes off his wing and takes the ball. Alan Davis goes from scrum half to some defensive outside half position. Ollie Robinson, good pass.
Trigger forward.
Forward pass. Owen Lane.
Pass it forward, you lads.
There is slight disappointment for Jared Evans.
Yeah, all a bit telegraphed then, wasn't it? Aled Summerhill came too early, never got on the front foot, and then clear, obvious pass right in front of the touch judge.
Yes, you can.
Just over eager, you know, the ball didn't quite come out when Lloyd Williams wanted it. And he just sort of stepped forward, a bit of a false start. Owen Lane clearly in front.
He's had a breakthrough season.
I've been so impressed with him. I just think he's a Warren Gatland type player. You know, fast, physical, has played a couple of positions. Good try scorer, and in that, hasn't just been running them in. You know, he knows where the line is and shape his body to score in tight situations.
Yeah, we're blessed, aren't we? You know, the back three for Wales were all outstanding, I thought, in that Grand Slam. You know, there'd be things for that man, they'll pick out a few defensive deficiencies for him to work on, but you know, he's definitely going to be in that extended squad surely in the week, and he's got a huge future, Owen Lane.
Sean Edwards, I notice he's on his own.
Foley's there's Gats. Neil Jenkins probably got a couple of bars of chocolate in his pocket, but they're all there, and it's good to see, and why not? It's just a free set of trial matches for them, isn't it? Judgment Day, great occasion, and they're all enjoying themselves watching the games here.
It might have been easier if one side had chosen to play in yellow today.
Well, it was easy to distinguish the last two teams. Scarlets came out in blue and white for some reason. There's a little bit more of a clash in this one, Ed. But come on, you're not that old, you can see them.
Yeah. Alan Davis to feed the scrimmage.
Set! Hold it there.
Still in his own half. Safe scrummage ball for him. Davis comes away with it. Sam Davis lying flat, slightly behind Corey Allen, so the centre stabs it downfield and makes ground. So a slightly worrying start for the Ospreys. Brad Davis, are you worried?
Well, I think you're quite accurate. You know, it's been an edgy opening 20 minutes for us. Fair play to Cardiff. They had a really good strike play to score their first try, but you'd have to say that they've got the edge on us at the moment.
Long way to go, Brad. We've had a one pulsating game, and this has got off to a cracking start too.
Yeah, it's got good tempo about it, and we know Cardiff, if they get some momentum, they've got some players that can really light it up. So it's a bit of a contrasting battle. Hopefully our pack can get over the top of their pack, but we're going to have to manage their backs, especially on first phase.
Cheers, Brad. Let's see what Dan Evans can do.
Sam Blue in front.
He feeds Owen Watkin. Watkin straightens. Makes good headway. Nicky Smith, good hands from the prop, and it comes from Sam Davis to Justin Tipperick. Nicky Smith again, another good short
advantage.
pass.
Sam Blue advancing in front.
Ollie Robinson deemed offside.
Yeah,
just inside.
Again from the box kick. A few minutes earlier, actually,
I got it.
think you touched Judge Gwyn Morris on the far side, picked Ollie Robinson up for being in front of the ball. But Nigel Owens let him get away with that one this time. Hasn't given him the benefit of the doubt, and it's a soft penalty. They're the penalties that, as a coach, you know, it's a coach killer. There's no need. Clearly in front, his head's down. He's not even looking at Lloyd Williams. You know, it's Guy just wants to get in that front line. It's a soft penalty to give away.
He plays on the edge, Ollie Robinson. Now that's a really silly penalty. One thing you know about this Ospreys team is they will not go away. With Alan Wynne and Justin Tipperick in particular, they'll keep trying to grind you down. They haven't got the line breaking ability of the Blues, but certainly they've got the tenacity and the endurance. They know what's at stake.
Sam Davis, his second kick, his second success. The gap decreases. The Blues 10, Ospreys 6.
Easy three, wasn't it, Matt? Needless penalty, field position from nothing really. A kick from Corey Allen, and it's 3 easy points.
Yeah, and I think from an Ospreys point of view, you know, got one of the best attacking players in Wales on the right wing, George North. We haven't mentioned his name. You're 22 minutes in. You know, try and get him into the game as much as you can, because he's your danger, he's your main threat behind.
James King has had a busy time of it. You're right, Martin. You know, no George North. In fact, Justin Tipperick has yet to make his presence felt as a link runner.
Stay back, stay.
A link distributor. There is none better than Justin Tipperick. Nick Williams has been busy that time catching, feeding Gareth Anscombe. Good kick by Anscombe.
Play on, run into 9. Play on, run in, play on.
Alan Davis's little block. Very successful.
Yeah, clever, wasn't he? Just got in the line of Anscombe's run. He was enough.
Lost.
Nigel Owens had a little look at that tackle, but on we go. Have to be careful.
Over the shoulder, not high. Over the shoulder, over the shoulder.
And you have to be careful with the height of the tackle, but again, Nigel Owens happy.
Trying to hold the player back.
Alan Davis. And half a yard too far. Jared Evans taken down by Hanno Dirksen in the end. Lloyd Williams will have to get it away quickly. Does. And again.
Off your feet, leave it.
Less pressure this time for Lloyd Williams. Here he goes. Right foot this time. To his opposite number. Dan Evans sees space. Alan Summerhill covers across. Feeds Gareth Hanscom, happy to take it out
Stay
of the
blue.
22.
Stay.
Now then, here we go, George North. Oh. Thank you, George.
It was always going to be a little bit more cagey, this game, wasn't it? Both sides know what it's at stake.
Stay blue. Stay.
Big tennis at the moment.
We've gone aerial.
Hold on.
And we... Oh, no, well, that's not aerial. That's off the foot, but low. And
Brilliant, Alan Summerhill.
giving Aled Summerhill a chance to show his elusive qualities. The Blues, Nick Williams, and again, the distributor, and it's working. Oh, good footwork by Willis Halaholo. Gets away from Justin Tipperick. Owen Watkin covers back, makes the tackle.
That's a rock off your feet, leave it.
The danger of the Blues.
Lloyd Williams did so well there. He was on his own to clear that out.
In comes Ray Lilo to play scrum half. Anscombe bounces. Josh Turnbull tackled by George North. Turnbull
Release tackle.
marches forward a couple of yards, a couple of paces.
Away, Black, stay out.
Oh, it's gone loose
Off the
again.
legs.
Evans.
Yeah, I think at the minute as well they've got 14 men, the Blues, because Owen Lane looks as if he's really struggling with injury on the right hand side.
Yeah, Owen Lane out of action, so they can't really take it wide now. Oh, forward pass by Nick Williams, and that will be his first mistake of the day.
He's in everything at the moment, isn't he? And it looks like Owen Lane, unfortunately, somebody we want to watch. He's going to go off, and Nick Williams, it's a no-look pass out the back, and Dylan Lewis was nearly through.
Time out.
Yeah,
Off goes Owen
real
Lane.
shame to see Owen Lane go off early, hamstring, I think, by the looks of it. That all came from, there was a lot of kick tennis, it was just the bravery of Aled Summerhill, just to kick-start something, beat one or two men, get the Blues on the front foot.
Stop the game.
Jason Harris,
And he
replaces Owen Lane.
And he got Halaholo on the front foot, and one-on-one, he's got such good feet, but he's so strong as well, Willis Halaholo. Here he is, boom, stands up Owen Watkins, keeps his legs pumping, shrugs off Justin Tipperick, which is no mean feat. And you're right, they were, if we could see the widest picture of this, there were 14 Ospreys around this ball, and just Lloyd Williams. He does a great job just to remove Tipperick and keep the play going, but it is forward. Nick Williams turning to Carlos Spencer for a split second then.
I love these dummy eye passes. You look one way and give it the other.
Isn't it great though that it's the modern game? It was a tip-on pass to Dylan Lewis, the tight head, and it was Tom Botha, the tight head of the Ospreys, who made the tackle on him. But Halaholo, magic feet, you know.
The time is out.
I used to say to players, don't watch Shane Williams' feet because you'll get mesmerised by them. Got to try and watch his centre of mass, his hips. But with him, what do you watch? Because he gets through all the time.
Come on, boys. Yeah, we're all right. Yeah, let's go, boys.
Reskill on one side, Alan Jones on the other.
Same as last game, please, lads. Okay.
Fast and furious tempo, and the forwards will be feeling it.
Get ready then.
Adam Beard,
Time on.
amazing. Adam Beard, 13 Welsh caps, 13 wins.
Easy international rugby, isn't it? He must be thinking, what's all the fuss about this test match stuff? He's been a real find, hasn't he? Been a great partner alongside Alan Wynne for that Welsh team.
Strong Ospreys scrum until it's gone a little bit scrappy, and Lloyd Williams comes away with it. Ollie Robinson, good pressure from him. Again, it's Dylan Lewis, a little stab through. Jason Harris, and the touchline beats the new player on the field.
It was such a good tactic, wasn't it? The Ospreys had to come up flat because of the turnover. Lloyd Williams and co doing so well. Just, you know, you see the scrum, it was a good counter reaction from the Blues. Ollie Robinson, as I say, playing on the edge. Lloyd Williams having a great game so far. Here it is, pass from Dylan Lewis, through he goes. Harris, for all money, wins that race. If the ball just sits up, and it doesn't.
Well, Alan Davis, injury to the scrum half. It happened that the pressure from the scrummage, it looked all right for the Ospreys, and then they suddenly just creaked.
You want me to call louder, do you?
Worrying sight for Warren Gatland. To his right, Alan Phillips, Wales team manager. They don't want any injuries between now and the World Cup. I mean, it's a long haul.
Yes, the last thing you want is a scrum half, isn't it? Just gets his neck in an open position there. He'll be fine, shaking off his back and his feet. Just a full weight of Ollie Robinson coming, bearing down on him there.
To be sitting is such a bad position on a rugby pitch. Your back and your neck are so vulnerable.
Looks all right. He's a tough kid, as they all are these days. But, yeah, it's getting a bit tense, isn't it? You feel it 10-6. It's anyone's game still.
Well, if he's done the base of his back and he's a scrum half, he may not be on for much longer. Gareth Hanscom. Oops.
Play on, no tackle.
It's a lovely halfpenny.
Yeah. Nicky Smith again, straight on the ball.
No, hey. You slept, he's on his feet.
A strange tactic from Hanscom there, I think.
There's no tackle phase.
Possibly should have gone aerial, easy in hindsight, but as you say, Nicky Smith, like an extra back row man over the ball, and you know that'll be very much in Warren Gatland's mind, and Sean Edwards going into the World Cup. It's a keenly contested position for Wales. Strength in depth with Rob Evans, Nicky Smith and Wyn Jones.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, yes, beautiful kick.
Yeah, here we go. Hanscom just loses his foot in there. Baldwin, but he just gets in low early. Nicky Smith, great body position and no momentum for Nick Williams or Rhys Gill to move him. And on the opposition as well, as fast as Dylan Lewis is so good as a tight head over the ball. And Sam Davis, you know, is brave. He's gone all in. And Jason Harris' feet were just on the line. So what an opportunity for the Ospreys.
Scott Baldwin finds Alan Wyn Jones. A penalty advantage, so it's one of those lovely free plays, and the forwards in control of this maul. Justin Tipperick takes over. Alan Davis, the little dink. Jason Harris has it covered.
Not sure about that tactic. Hanno Dirks is shaking his head. He would have backed himself one-on-one. He's a big ball carrier. That's why he's in the team. Alan Davis there, strange tactic, and it's a free kick advantage, I think.
Yeah, I think in Alan Davis' defence, I think he thought he had a penalty advantage, which he hasn't. He's got a free kick advantage. So they've taken the scrum, the Ospreys.
I think they closed the gaps, the Blues, at that 5-metre line out.
Two scrum halves, I think he said.
Oh, was it?
Two scrum halves, which is a free kick offence. So scrum will be interesting because the last one, Blues looked as if they got on top a little bit, but they'll back themselves, the Ospreys 5 metres out.
What's your mentality?
Yeah, here we go. You've got Ethan Lewis and Dylan Lewis both stood out of the line out quite clearly.
What's your mentality as an open side? Is Ollie Robinson here, Martin?
Well, it depends who I was scrummaging behind. Because it's difficult as an open side. You know, you've got your prop screaming at you to stay on and give him weight. You've got your outside half covering his inside shoulder.
James King comes away, nearly reaches the line. Alan Wyn Jones, quick hands. Corey Allen! Almost directly from set piece, but just simple, direct rugby.
Yeah, and Sean asked the question, do you want to watch Ollie Robinson on this occasion? He's did it against Munster as well. He's probably too honest scrummaging. His head's down and he's giving Rhys Gill all the weight he can do, but it's so easy then for James King to pick this ball off the base and get on the front foot, and nothing Jared Evans can do. And the pace of the ball from then on in is too quick. Lovely soft hands from Alan Wyn Jones and Alan Davis, but it all comes from the initial pickup and momentum created from James King.
It's the reason I asked you the question, Nuggets. You know, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's an open side. You needed to get off there and get James King a bit earlier from the line, but Alan Wyn, great hands.
Yes, but I think there's an open side there. You always back your prop, you know, you give it, you're with him on the hit, and then you just have a little sneak above and around the corner. You know, you want to be helping your outside half, or you don't want a big number 8, give it on a 10-metre run up. But those little subtle skills, very well worked try from the Ospreys.
Two pairs of soft hands, one finely judged angle by Corey Allen, and the Ospreys retake the lead. Well, it's a seesawing game.
Well, it's the first intervention really into the 22 head, isn't it? And they've taken it, so Alan Clark and Matt Shedder will be delighted.
Hanno Dirksen, that characteristic chest-on barge.
Hands away.
Alec Davis
Hughes!
under orders to use it. Nick Williams waits. Good fingertip hands from the number 8, and then the full handoff.
Hands away now, last now, rack is called. Away, Black, release.
Josh Turnbull sets it up. Reece Gill, slightly on his own, held up by King.
Small, play on,
Beard.
play now.
Alan Wynne-Jones.
Move.
Blues did well to keep possession then.
He did well to get out of the tackle because Alan Wynne's the master of holding them up.
Stop talking, Alan Wynne, get back on side. We can play on. What a chit chat, but on we go. It's just a little dink, well read. Dan Evans, danger now as the Ospreys through Dan Evans, their try-scoring machine. Oh, beautifully picked off by the covering Gareth Anscombe.
Lost now,
I'm not so sure it was the right option, even though Anscombe did so well to get in the passing channel. Justin Tiprick was on his inside, probably more likely to get across the line from there.
He's stuck under your legs.
It's one of those
Move
games,
now.
the opportunity lost, play goes on. Lloyd Williams, 2 paces away, talking with his backs.
Hughes, stay.
Now he's in control. Corey Allen waits. Dan Evans is in the mood now, and why not? Dan Evans against Ollie Robinson. Evans, now he does have players outside. A hand goes in, and it comes away now.
This could be a yellow, I think.
Deliberate knock-on will be a yellow. Play has stopped. Although not here.
Nige,
Yeah.
let me show you potential deliberate obstruction before that, please, okay, and they're creating the hole.
TMO Ian Davis, it's not the deliberate knock-on.
It's for the deliberate obstruction and why Dan Evans went through
Nigel.
the line. I thought he did go through very easily. Let's just listen to Nigel. He will explain to all of us better than what we can, as we all know with Nigel.
Before we look at this here.
Nigel, on the screen now, I want you to look at...
Wait a minute, please, wait. Before we look at this here,
Just Scott
you want to
Baldwin.
show me obstruction by...
Yeah, they'll pick that up, I think,
Yeah,
Matt.
I want to show you
They will.
obstruction
It's
from
too blatant.
number 2 black,
He's
which
linked
creates the
into-
hole for 15, okay?
Okay,
Seb
then
Davis, now
you're
he's lost his
looking
scrum
at
cap. As Scott Baldwin is just... It's cute. In
On
the
the
old
screen
days,
for
you'd
you
get
now,
away with it
Nige.
all day long, but these TMOs now, they can see everything. And he just gets on the inside, just leans into Seb Davis, just a touch.
I'm not so sure it was needed either, you know.
I agree with you. I think
Okay.
Dan Evans is
2 is in front of you now,
sort of
okay? He
overchased a little
plays
bit anyway,
number
Seb
4
Davis.
blue, and he continues to
blatantly
drive him,
pushed him
drive
there.
him, drive him.
Steve Davis, the athlete he is, may have got, but Dan Evans is so incisive in those situations.
Yeah, good call here, and I'm happy with that. So we're going to go back for a penalty on the just inside the half back there, okay?
Yes, good man. Cheers, Nigel.
So it's going to be a penalty for
Yes.
well,
Hi.
we think it's going to be a penalty
Come here.
for the Blues.
I'm not going to deal with what have happened there because I don't need to, because I have obstruction by your player, which has created the hole for 15 to come through. It's clear on the screen for all of us. The penalty is going to go back here against you.
Scott Baldwin.
You kept pushing the player, creating the hole for the 15 who was running towards you and go through. No, it doesn't matter. You were making contact with him. You shouldn't get in front of the ball. You've got to take the consequences.
Yeah, one thing I learned as well when I was playing, once Nigel,
just
don't
the other
ever
side
answer
of
him
the
back,
halfway.
you're never going to
Other
win.
side of the halfway,
He's
Nigel.
he'll have an answer for
Correct,
everything.
yeah.
So Scott Poland just take him medicine and move on.
What has he said? This is not soccer.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't mind the conversation, but he always gets the loud verse in Nigel, and 9 times out of 10 he's right as well.
Loves the conversation as long as he wins it, which he does.
He always does.
I think it's a word of warning there, though, for the Cardiff Blues. They started the game by going contestable kicks and gaining a lot out of it, but they've gone long to Dan Evans a few times, and as you said, Ed, he's in the mood. I think he's possibly the best fullback in the Guinness Pro 14. Now, very unlucky with so many good players around not to be selected more for Wales. 2 caps in 2009. and scored a lot of tries of late.
8 in 3 games.
Thanks, Ed. I knew it was a lot.
We're underway again with a stolen ball. Scott Baldwin makes amends with a little run from the back of the line out, as if he'd spent all his career there, and then he gives away the penalty. So
it's a big man again, Ed. It's Nick Williams again. And I feel for Scott Baldwin, but anybody who wins that ball at the tail of the line out when it's an overthrow
kick the ball
should
away.
always shift it to your 10 straight away, because the opposition are always set up for an attacking play. They're flat and always get the ball out wide from those overthrows.
Well, also, by the very fact that you've won it at the tail, you're on your own a bit.
Exactly, you're going into their strength, the Blues.
Your first clear-out guy is going to be your 10.
And exactly, and that's where you should always have an open side at the back and not a hooker, because it's a good carry. He's so isolated, and Nick Williams again, he wins that race, gets in early, and another big turnover from the big man.
I think Ollie Cracknell there at 6 is actually in that first receipt. He should follow that in and clear that out, you know, because as you say, now the Ospreys guys are ready to win the line out. The Blues guys are ready to win the line out.
10 because he kicked the ball away, okay? Alan.
Sometimes when you get a pat on the back for giving away a penalty, it's not pleasant. But that's just Nick Williams being Nick Williams. I mean, he's just character. Gareth Anscombe compounds a couple of moments for Scott Baldwin that won't go on his Ospreys portfolio. John Mulvihill, the coach, well, his side have drawn level, 13 apiece.
I've been really impressed with Gareth Anscombe's goal kicking, Mark. You know, he would have benefited from being in camp, a couple of camps with Neil Jenkins, but you know, under pressure, even easy ones like that in a big game, he's striking it so well.
That shut us
up. I was lost for words then. I was just about to comment on Gareth Anscombe, and that came on the screen. So, but no, he's a quality player. No one can doubt how talented he is. It's
trigger, neck roll blue, neck roll blue, neck
so
roll
far
blue.
this first half, he's gone really well, and the game is tight, and it is very, very cagey.
Oh. Neck roll blue.
Neck roll.
Between the 5 and the 15. Number 1 blue.
Reece Gill.
Number 1 blue. Neck roll.
Let's have a look at this. Didn't see, obviously it's happened so quickly. Corey Allen's over the ball. It's a difficult one, isn't it? I feel for, you know, Reece Gill, sometimes you've got nothing to actually grasp a player, you know, going into clean out. I think if he just let him go after he'd cleaned the guy out, in fact he's taken him to the floor, has brought it to the linesman's attention.
Carry on, Sammy, carry on.
It's a really difficult one.
Well, I think the simple rule is you lay off the head area.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But in his defence, when you're going into clean out and somebody's bent over, sometimes the only thing you can sort of grab when it's happening that quickly.
You can't see, sometimes his head is down.
Yeah, I think Nigel is saying that initially was fine, but you give the tug afterwards, and
this is in his range, isn't it? The way he struck the first couple.
Well, we had a moment of being all square. Oh, and it stays all square.
Well, you know, just talking about Gareth Anscombe, you know, this is perhaps one of the question marks over Sam. Strikes it so beautifully that really that's the one he'd be very disappointed with. Right in his range, a good side for him, but that's not usually an issue.
Goalpost technology then, lighting up red to tell us that he had missed, which is...
Well, I've been looking for it all day.
They've been on a couple of times yet. I think it's a good...
Well, we've had so many
addition.
Points scored that we should have been paying closer attention.
Release!
The drive by Ollie Cracknell, 2 halfway. Sam Davis. Gareth Anscombe goes high. Owen Watkin tries to hold him off the ground. It's on the floor now. Robinson. Not the biggest to go into contact, but that's excellent play by Ollie Robinson. Ray Lilo.
He won
Straighten
it.
things
He's
up,
on the
but
ball
then
and
a
won it back on
chance
his
now
feet.
for the Ospreys, having stolen it back. Jason Harris has it covered, but he's only a metre from his line.
Ruck is called.
And Jason Harris has done very well to make that available.
Another strange decision to kick it in behind Harris.
Yeah,
Whether that's a
don't put it in.
pre-match, premeditated thing, but Hanno Dirksen will just give me the ball.
Well, there is some reward.
Off your feet, preventing him competing with the ball.
Dylan Lewis.
Got a bill.
Spate of penalties given away by front row forwards.
You were off
Yeah,
your
you
feet.
looked before the game and
He
you're
was in
thinking the
position to win the
Blues are going to
turnover,
be a
and
team
you
who are
prevented
really
it.
dangerous to the contact areas, but it's actually been the Ospreys. That initially came from a James King
Off your
turnover
feet.
in the contact area. And again, Dylan Lewis just going off his feet, and I agree, there's a big call going for the posts. Thought they might have quite gone for the juggler here, maybe gone for another scrum.
I agree, Martin. Will it be on Sam's mind the last minute? He probably just wants to put it to bed quickly. There's Alan Clark on the right, Matt Sherritt, who I worked with at Bristol. I know he's highly rated by the Ospreys players. I think they'd be reasonably happy going in at half-time, Ed, whether it's level or up 3 points.
I suppose it is all about the win today, isn't it? Bonus points tries are pretty irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything. It's all about who wins the game. It doesn't matter by how many tries you score. So from that point of view,
Just to reiterate, the winner of this game will have home advantage in the European Champions Cup playoff.
Great comeback, Sam Davis, right through the middle. Goalpost technology goes green. Well done,
We've
that
got
young
time for
man.
restart now. It's time for restart.
Time for restart.
The clock goes into red, but we shall have the restart.
Last play. Can't kick it straight out, man. You know that.
Last play, says Nigel Davis to Jared Evans. Evans sends it long to James King, to Sam Davis, out of play, half-time. Nigel Owens blows his whistle, the players troop off. The Blues this way, the Ospreys that way, at half-time. The Blues 13, the Ospreys 16.
yeah, he's outstanding in that first half, and Ellis Jenkins very brave at half-time, calling Nick Williams an old man. Must have taken his brave pills this morning. I would say experienced.
Well, they need another performance in this half from Nick Williams like the first. He was outstanding as the Ospreys are just in the lead.
Second half of the second game on Judgment Day. Lloyd Williams for the Blues to the experienced Nick Williams. Lloyd Williams does a little bit of digging. Ollie Cracknell does a little bit of disrupting.
Yes.
Dan Evans couldn't do much with that. Good kick, Lloyd Williams.
Great kick, wasn't it? And you know, you said in the first half, Eddie, that's off his right foot. You know, stronger slightly as his left, but to have that skill on both feet up to the halfway line, tremendous stuff.
Nicky Smith
one receiver now,
delivers the message to.
So are you in or out here now?
Scott Baldwin.
2 meters in, please, okay?
Have you ever heard a referee talk quite so much?
No, but as a player, it's what you want. You know, there's no grey areas. You know exactly where you are.
Alan Wynne-Jones, delicately given to Justin Tipperick. George North, an early involvement in the second half. He's in a quiet first half. George North, Scott Baldwin. James King. Adam Beard, Corey Allen. Nice little interpassing by forwards, backs on the Ospreys side.
Lost! Unlucky, Sam, you lost your feet afterwards. Good listening, thank you.
Change now.
Stay set.
Davis.
Right, leave and go, Josh.
Gareth Anscombe. Held by Cracknell and Scott Baldwin. Does well to get it to Lloyd Williams. There's a chance here for the Blues. Ray Lilo.
Tackle!
Collared by Owen Watkin.
Ruck is called. Hughes.
Well, the Blues haven't got very far at all. That's why Lloyd Williams now puts his boot to it. That's a good kick. Could, oh no, I was going to say could lead to a challenge in the air, but Dan Evans had it covered all the way.
No, you were right there. I think it was a good kick. It was a poor chase from the Blues. It was a real contestable one. Jason Harry should have got up there, put pressure on Dan Evans, but easy take in the end.
End result, it's back in Ospreys' possession. Justin Tipperick still there. Aled Davis. Oh, was there a touch on that? You have to be careful putting any sort of hand on a ball. Well, we might have an advantage anyway because Dan Evans has put the Ospreys in the corner.
That is class from Dan Evans. As an old forward, you know, there's been a real arm wrestle in that grey area, and he's just stood back and has such a cultured left boot. We see Sam Davis do it so often, don't we, Sean? But at that time, brilliant from Dan Evans. Just nothing on, just put the Blues under pressure 5 metres out.
Spot on. Like the Ospreys are masters of this. The grey area, you call it, is the middle third of the field. And you see Sam Davis bombing it in the air. Dan Evans finishing on the positive. They're in the lead. They just need to squeeze the Blues territorially now and force them to play.
Ethan Lewis takes his time, doesn't get it quite right, or his line out didn't. Here come the back rowers. Justin Tipperick, then Ollie Cracknell. Scott Baldwin. Adam Beard goes in to drive, to help the clearing process. Aled Davis leaves it for Justin Tipperick, who leaves it. Ollie Cracknell.
Stay back.
James King does a bit of body moving. We have maybe a penalty advantage, but the Ospreys are that close. And over the line.
It's a tackle, release.
Nicky Smith.
It's not a maul, it's a tackle. Release.
The try scorer.
That's fine, it was a tackle.
Big tap on the back to Dan Evans. You know, from that, it's all from the kick into the corner. They win the line out, contest, and that man Nicky Smith deserves a try. He's working his socks off in the tight, winning turnovers, making tackles. And it's what the Ospreys do, Sean, isn't it? They just go really tight, 10, 15 metres out. Not rocket science, just pick and go. Dylan Lewis is actually all over that ball, but Nicky Smith manages to wrestle it and over the line, just flops over.
Yeah, it came from the kick, Matt, you're right, you know, into the corner. What it does, it allows them to put pressure on the Blues line out, squeeze them to force an error, And then it doesn't need to be pretty in a one-off shootout game like this. The green lights go on for Sam Davis' conversion. Nicky Smith's been good, and they're so good, and the experienced players are coming to the fore, and the Blues have to chase the game.
Simple conversion for Sam Davis. Lloyd Williams has given way to Thomas Williams at scrum half for the Blues. They're 10 points down, the Blues. Sam Davis.
Yeah, Lloyd Williams has done nothing wrong in this game whatsoever. He's had a good 45 minutes, but John Mulville's gone to the bench early. We know what Thomas Williams can do. He is a spark, he is electric in broken field, and they need something now. The Blues, Ospreys are sort of slowly but surely taking a stranglehold of this game.
We're only 5 minutes into the second half, plenty of time left, but it's been all Ospreys so far. And it's another scrappy line out, and here come the Ospreys again. Cracknell to Sam Davis, doesn't he? Went for the kick. And it's picked up by Ray Lilo. Thomas Williams, first touch.
Stay.
Evans didn't go for great height, but didn't get much distance either. Jason
Backwards
Harris,
of Black.
second time, claims it.
No, play on.
So the chase was better that time. Good pass by Rory Thornton.
Oh, there's trouble.
Yeah, oh, it's a definite yellow.
Nigel Owen straight for the yellow card. Corey Allen, he knows it.
This is exactly what the Cardiff Blues need. Now, just off the back of conceding that great try from Nicky Smith. Now then, they need to step up, increase the tempo. They've been dragged into a bit of a kicking game, and that's exactly what the Ospreys want with their lead.
Deliberate knock on. It's become one of those new penalties, and
I think it's a good law as well. So often, they were numbers on the outside, then just throwing an arm out of the ball, no attempt to catch it.
it's not a new penalty, but it's become a sort of trend penalty.
Yeah. He knows what he's doing there, Corey Allen.
It's so instinctive, isn't it?
It is. You didn't know that there's numbers on the outside. You know you're beaten. But you know you're going to get yellow cards as well, so there can't be any arguments there.
He knows straight away. It's unfortunate.
So the requirement for the Blues, they've lost another line out. Mind you, that this still might work. Oh, it's gone very loose, and on come the driving Blues. Josh Turnbull is over. Oh, the follow-up by the most unsung of the back row forwards on display today. But the Blues had to strike back, and they have.
Yeah, just watch this. This is what a hooker does after he's lost the line out. They've lost the line out, they've gone out and contested Osprey. The hit Ethan Lewis puts in to spill the ball from the Ospreys. Here we go. It's a good contest, actually. Halloween gets up, steals, but boom, Ethan Lewis, he's fuming, he's lost the line out. Puts one on Nicky Smith. Good pick-up from Josh Turnbull and good leg drive to get over. There it is, dislodges the ball.
Okay, thanks.
Miscommunication, picks up and he carries over. Good work from Sam Davis behind as well, just to push his mate over the line, and they were desperate for that, the Blues.
Just looking at Alec Davis here, the way he goes down on this ball now.
All good, Nigel, all good.
He had a bump to his lower back. Does that look like a player in discomfort?
I think George North went to pick it up as well. A miscommunication. Maybe Alec Davis should have been allowed to just collect the ball. George, get over it. But Josh Turnbull does all the unseen things, doesn't he?
Gareth Anscombe, 3 out of 3. 4 out of 4.
You know what's happening, don't you? It's going to come down to one of his kicks to see who gets the Champions Cup.
Well, they're kicking well at the moment, all of them. And we got a game on. The second half and the first game was an absolute epic. And we're going to have another here.
Just a reminder, the Dragons 34, the Scarlets 32. This is 20-23.
Yeah, and the Ospreys in no rush at all to restart this game. Down to 14. As a group, they've just walked to the halfway line. Kill as many seconds as you can.
Because Corey Allen is in the bin. We have to start at some stage.
Back off Blue.
Slightly loose for the Blues, but that's ground made. Dan Evans, Sam Davis with him. 2 left booters. Jared Evans, more right. Back to Dan Evans. No ground made this time.
You have to contest that one. You know, on that way back, Dan Evans is back on his own. It has to be a contestable kick.
Hughes!
Alan Davis, under orders to use it, finds Justin Tipperick, who wriggles, crawls forward.
Yeah, they'll slow this down, the Ospreys. Just play territory now, down to 14 men, all their experience spreading on the field.
Alan Davis, up goes Anscombe. Sam Davis with the follow-up. Anscombe delivers. Oh, Nicky Smith is there though. Has to leave this one. Nick William. Oh, well taken, Ollie Robinson.
Tackle, release! Reload, Blue, reload! That's going to help. Stay.
It's exactly what the Ospreys want, isn't it? You know, you're running into Tipperick and Cracknell, and now you're just kicking the ball away to them.
Dan Evans, that may not have gone forward far enough. Although, oh no, here it is. With Alex Summerhill for the Blues. Dylan Lewis, Anscombe, Jared Evans, Willis Alaholo,
Rack!
Thomas Williams. Gareth Anscombe, the danger of Anscombe, the support of Ollie Robinson. Better by the Blues.
Rack!
Suddenly get a surge on. Reskill.
Lost now one, lost!
Anscombe into the outside half position to Jared Evans. Evans, has he got support? He has. Thomas Williams.
Great try.
Oh, this is turning into a cracker.
Yeah, I think we're going to look at this one again, because
Slow it
Owen
down,
Watkins
please,
has
mate,
found
slow it down.
himself on the floor in midfield with his arms in the air. We saw it try choked off, knock on, deliberate knockdown, choked off early, but here we go, the midfield here. What does Nick
I'm looking
Williams
at
do?
8 Blue there.
Oh, does he milk it, Owen Watkins?
Okay.
Or does Nick Williams change direction?
Gareth Anscombe is saying, quick, give me the tea, give me a drink.
Yeah, he won't allow this. I think Nick Williams does get in front, but he goes down awful easily. Oh, well, just have a look at this now.
Nigel's pushing him back. The
Okay,
Ospreys under the
Nigel,
sticks. He
check,
doesn't want anything to do with it, although
He just leans in
I want you to look at the
slightly
actions of
to his
number
right,
8
Nick
Blue,
Williams. Just
okay,
look at this
on
now.
12 black.
Just a slight.
8 Blue.
On 12 black.
Okay, and what have you seen? Let me know what I'm looking
if
for.
he goes here,
Okay, we're looking at number
think
8
he'll give it.
taking out
I think they'll
12
give the
black off the
obstruction.
ball, which creates the hole. Okay, 12 black
show
is
it.
unable to hold his feet as a result of the actions of Blue.
Okay,
8.
show it to me then. But your view
Big
is
next down to watch this one with
Correct,
Nigel.
because
He's
he
gone
takes
50
black off his
metres.
feet, yeah.
Okay, then put it up for me.
TMO, Ian Davis. Nigel Owens, the referee. Now then, Nick. Oh, is there
yeah,
just
he
a
does.
little
The right
drop
shoulder moves.
shoulder?
I think if he's given the Scott Ball one earlier, he may have to give this one Nigel Owens.
has he fallen a bit?
I think he has milked it. He's gone Hollywood. There's no doubt.
He's clipped his leg as well, hasn't he?
You're in front of the ball. So, Ian, you're telling me that he's done enough
Big
to create
call.
the hole, yes?
I'm telling you, he's made contact and taken 12 off his feet, which prevents
Yeah,
him
he's
from
in
making
front
the
of the
tackle.
ball. I think.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Penalty
Same as the
against
Scott ball.
Blue
really.
8, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Take me back
it doesn't
to
take away from the game being a cracker. It just adds a little bit more spice.
Yeah. It was a really well worked try where you
yeah,
thought,
but
didn't you?
it's the same as them. Once you're in front of the ball carrier, you interfere with the defender.
He's just going to run into you.
Yeah, no, but you put yourself in a situation in front of you, so you're offside, so you've got to take the consequences then, okay?
Yeah, just a little lean from Nick
Inside
Williams on the right,
on
just
the
as
10-metre line,
over.
on the
Owen
10-metre
Watkins makes the
line.
most of
On
it.
who's 10 metre
No
line?
doubt
The
about that. That's
Ospreys
his
10
job. You know, he
Ospreys
bring it to the
10 metre
attention of the referee and the TMO.
But again, I go back to, was it needed? You know, I think Jared Evans has the angle on the defender Owen Watkins, with then Alan Wynne-Jones to beat. He's got that gas on him, so there's no need for that.
It's also very well done by Ian Davis, because to spot stuff off the ball.
Look, it's one of them. If you're a Cardiff Blues supporter, no way is that obstruction. And if you're an Ospreys, definite obstruction, you know. But I think straight down the right neutrality, I think it is the right call of the penalty given.
Dylan Lewis and Rhys Gill come off the field. Rhys Carr and Dimitri Ahip, the Moldovan international, come on.
Interesting, it's very early for me. Rhys Gill and Dylan Lewis have played well. It's Dylan Lewis's sort of game, you know, when it goes open, so But there you go, Rhys Carey.
Yeah. Rhys Carey is very good in open play as well. Will Carey obviously signed for Saracens next year, so you want to be making the statement. One of those maybe left fields for the extended World Cup squad announced in the week.
James King, the one Ospreys player upright, the one doing the shouting, more effort. Owen Watkin, involved in the disallowed try. The victim in the process. Alan Wynne-Jones back after injury. Hasn't played since the game against Ireland for Wales.
Yeah, down to 14 men, the Ospreys are just going very, very narrow, but sealed off.
Same with you.
Tom Borta.
Off your feet. You prevented him from having a contest over the ball.
Tom Borta, who's played every Pro 14 game this season.
7 would have won the turnover otherwise.
Well, you could see the tactic. They know they're down to 14. They just want to kill the clock, keep it tight. We've got to be more disciplined. Clear penalty. Tom Borta off his feet, sealing off.
I knew that.
That's a big penalty for the Blues, big relief.
I think Nigel Owens has cooped on that as well. Yeah. Nug, I think, you know, they recognise the teams. You see it sometimes close to the line at the end of games, don't you? And refs are hot on and they're sealing off. So good call. And the Blues, you feel, you know, have to really try and get at least 3 points. We see it again, both that, you know, just doesn't support himself. His hands on the floor.
On the line, please. Just keep your feet, okay? Or reload immediately.
Right, I think you've got to go off the top if you're the Blues here. You've got a centre down, you know, you've got a hooker and a centre in midfield.
Slightly scrappy for Thomas Williams, but off he goes.
The delivery's got to be better. That's really poor from the Cardiff Blues line out.
Ollie Robinson to try to get some forward momentum. They're still behind the line where the line-out took place. This is a little bit better. Jason Harris.
My goodness, the Cardiff Blues are going to have some back three players next season, aren't they?
Here he is, the newcomer, Rhys Carr, Jared Evans, Ollie Cracknell, who's also very high in the tackle chart. Oh, Nick Williams, look at that. Oh, brilliant. Oh,
that's amazing.
Involved in absolutely everything. Hello, George North was the covering player for the Ospreys.
That was Harlem Globetrotter stuff, wasn't it? Ball in one hand, waving it around. That's like Martin Williams in the garden with his kids.
Time out, man down on.
My hands are too small for this. Look, it's like a tennis ball in his hand, isn't it? Look at it. He's just waving it in the air. Come and get it if you want it, boys. Holding two boys off. Dummy there.
Yeah, good man, good work. Good work, Miss Governor.
Still got hold of it. Nobody's gone anywhere near it. Just place it back perfectly. There we are, Tom on the plate.
Yeah, we're clocking on now, 56-16, so 20.
We have a pause. It looks as if Scott Baldwin. Oh, he's all right. I was going to say that could be his farewell, but not if the Ospreys win. Corey Allen poised to come back.
Been a good servant, Scott Baldwin, for the Ospreys. Fair play to him.
Good, thanks, you right?
Just a little bit of news. The Benetton Treviso team have secured the bonus point. That means they will finish third.
Yeah, I think from it's great for the league, isn't it, Benetton? For so many years they've worked with boys and they've qualified for the playoffs. It's brilliant news for the league. Just from a Welsh perspective, it's just disappointing it's in front of one of our teams. But well done, Benetton. They've had a fantastic season.
Here come the Cardiff Blues. Seb Davis on the charge. Obviously, Nick Williams will be involved, is involved. Jared Evans, once again, it's the little stab through that bounces, bobbles, ends up with George North.
It's a wrap.
A little buzz went round the ground, even though the Ospreys were in their own 22 and stayed there for the moment.
Frustrating. Very frustrating, John Mulville, that tactic there, that he was cramped up, no room to nudge that through.
Alan Davis into touch on halfway. Corey Allen is back on the field, out of the bin. Shane Lewis-Hughes comes on for the Blues.
Okay, he's coming.
Off goes
he is on his way.
Seb Davis.
Josh Turnbull up to the second row, no doubt, with Shane Lewis, who's at 6. He's had a real good second half of the season. Fine young talent.
He's a good athlete, he gets on the pack. I'm surprised at Seb Davis they've brought off, though, I think.
Space, please.
A big athletic player, will throw himself about. Kept Rory Thornton on. Obviously the line-out caller.
Blues in possession from the line-out. Halaholo takes on the Ospreys midfield.
Lost now, Black, release!
Makes good ground.
Let him go, let him go, let him go.
Ray Lilo has the ball, but it came to him forward.
Lost on, knock on only.
Nick Williams holds his hand up.
Yeah, first mistake from the big man, 58 minutes where there is a little bit of fatigue. Justifiably setting in, he's worked so hard that time, just spilling contact. You could see what the Blues were trying to get. They were trying to get Halaholo into Sam Davis to create quick ball. Good defence from Sam Davis, he stood up well, slowed the ruck down and allowed the Ospreys to get around the corner and defend the big man coming down on the outside.
Ready, boys?
Just in mentality, John Mulvihill bringing Shane Lewis, who's on yes. George Earl is on the bench, a second row.
Scrums have been excellent first half, the same standard.
A more robust, aggressive second row. They still clearly have to chase the win.
And you look at the Ospreys, you know, when you've got Bradley Davis and Dan Idiot on there, you know, there's not much more experience than that to come off any bench. So resisting at the minute, Alan Clark to go to his bench, but the Blues obviously feel as if they need some energy.
Dimitri Ahip.
Go, boys.
Nigel Owens comes around to his side of the scrum.
You two are fives, so don't change anything you're doing, okay? You two need to tidy it up here, please.
Nigel Owens has a word with the props he's left on the other side.
It's a long way for Craig Evans to touch just to see the tight head. Tom Bother against Rhys Cardiff.
Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it down. Pick it up.
It's a difficult scrum for Alan Davis, but he comes away with it.
Okay, 11 is on, 11 is on, 11 is on. 11 was in line with me, 11 is on.
Just outside his 22.
Stay.
No offside.
Good kick from Harris in midfield. He saw Sam Davis coming over to the 15.
Dan Evans going fast towards the touchline just to improve his angle. Good clearance by him.
We got a classic case here now of the Ospreys happy to kick the ball out, defend the line out, contest, and the Blues have to chase the game.
I was just going to say the tactic is sort of as the Blues when they kick in, majority of the time they're keeping it on the park. They want the Ospreys to run back and get a looser game, whereas the Ospreys get her off the park, put pressure on the Blues line out and back the defence.
Kirby Myhill, replacement hooker. Josh Turnbull won it. Nick Williams controls it now.
Once.
Thomas Williams. Jason Harris in pursuit against Hanno Dirksen. And again, there's no real challenge on the catcher.
Whether that's predetermined tactic just to let them catch and make the tackle, I'm not sure, but some of these box kicks have been there just for somebody to get up and challenge.
George North, well, he did well to find Owen Watkin. Nicky Smith.
They've got some width here, the Ospreys, and Ahip was on his own for a split second then.
I'm probably a bit worried about it. A prop.
Play on. Go back.
Ospreys have worked themselves into a good space here now. And Dirksen heads off infield. Tipperick right, well, not just alongside him, over him when it mattered. Scott Baldwin.
No!
The Ospreys looking to be more measured in their approach. Jason Harris will have to hurry under pressure from Alan Wynne-Jones.
Who's that right wing, left wing there for the Ospreys? What a chase.
Well, that's what you get from Alan Wynne-Jones. And Harris was willing the ball over the dead ball line, but Alan Wynne-Jones knows the game. He knows it so well. He's on the left wing. recognises Sam Davies is going to kick. Look at him go.
Adam.
No, he's not going to let him out of that corner if he can help it.
I tell you what, he's glad he passed though, isn't he? He's done all the hard work and thinking, please don't run. That's an unbelievable effort though. That's just setting the standard, isn't it? 62 minutes in, he hasn't played obviously since the Grand Slam game.
Once the ball
and
is in touch,
normal human beings would be tiring about this time, but he's probably just getting his second win now. Absolute machine.
10 years his junior, Adam Beard is going off.
It's at a new phase of play. Yeah, once
nice to be able to bring Bradley Davis on at this stage. You know, Bradley Davis is coaching the Ospreys forwards along with Duncan Jones. He's doing all the line-out work. They've got a fantastic line-out percentage and scrum percentage and line-out steals. And a lot of that is down to Bradley Davis. To play and coach, you know, is a fantastic effort from the experienced man. But Adam Beard has benefited from that as well, and Alan Wynne-Jones.
Yeah, obviously a former Blue as well, so knowing Bradley like I do, he'll have plenty to say when he's on our field for this 18 minutes.
He brings all the experience of 64 caps, which is the same number as Dan Lydiard.
Exactly, it's two great options to have off the benches, particularly in a game this tight.
Right.
It looks as if it's go down to the wire.
If I ask again, it'll be a free kick. You can see the touch judges. Keep the space, please. Time on.
Bradley Davis lifts Alan Wynne-Jones up in the air, but after all the chat, just a simple not straight.
Yeah, Scott Bowlby very, very disappointed with that. And the call was in, look. And the line is there to help the touch judge and Nigel.
Inside here, come back with this inside.
Alan Clark behind the plastic bottles there. Head coach of the Ospreys.
You two, same as last scrum, keep it going please. Craig. I know it's far from you, but if you see it's something obvious, otherwise. Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it there.
Dimitri Arhet again. No penalties. We'll reset.
Yeah. I think the previous scrum, the Blues definitely had the edge on the Ospreys putting in. You know, it's telling those front row players, your Nicky Smiths and Scott Boland's, they've done a full 63 minutes. They're up against fresh legs, a whole fresh Blues front row against, you know, a front row's been on the park for 63 minutes, so they'll have that energy and expect the Blues to really go after the Ospreys in this scrum.
Keep a space. Crouch. Bind. Set. Hold it there. Keep it up.
Nick Williams just switches position at number 8 and comes away with it. There's the strength of Williams again. The ball held in that left hand of his.
Hughes.
Thomas Williams, lower, flatter, further towards Dan Evans, and now George North. Slippery pitch that comes with the roof being closed. Alan Jones. Well delivered. James King. Speed off the mark by the Ospreys number 8. 5 tackled by 5.
Lost now, guys. A good contest, but then you lost.
Sam Davis towards the corner. Big bounce. Alex Summerhill to Gareth Anscombe. We're off again. Sam Davis. George North again. Dirksen. Oops. And 3 simple passes and then 1 straight into touch.
Tension right up now, isn't it? You know, 3 points in it. 15 minutes and that 15 goes quick. Lots of changes out there. Another one to come. It's Garen Smith coming on, but it's all to play for you, Ed.
It's Willis Halaholo who gives way to Garen Smith.
Yes. It's really interesting, isn't it, from a substitution sort of perspective. Alan Clark seems resistant to go to his bench at all. The Blues have emptied theirs, went very early, didn't he, with Thomas Williams. This time Alahola going out. Eventually a new tight end coming on by the looks of things for the Ospreys.
You trying to catch me out here? Big focus on them boys, okay?
Changes at last
Hang on.
in the Ospreys. Front row. Tom Buerta goes off. Meanwhile, Ollie Robinson surges away. Thomas Williams, Jared Evans, Gareth Hanscom up to the 22. Hip. Evans. Considerable figure.
Lost now!
Of his
Lost
kind.
now!
Hanscom off his wing comes Alex Summerhill. Good tackle. Corey Allen.
No release and a goal, please!
It's Hip again.
Advantage, never released it.
Penalty advantage
Two
to
black.
the Blues. It's gone loose.
Two black, no release. Never released it, two black.
Scott Baldwin
No release.
giving away the penalty. The drive up by Dimitri Hip, and then Scott Baldwin just
Shoulders
hangs on to
always down
him.
on the body. Clear release, please.
Yeah, you can't complain he wasn't. Obviously the communication was there as you get with Nigel Owens. Clear. Just a discussion you whether to go for the six. Yeah, big Nick Williams points at the posts. And it is going to go down to the wide, isn't it? We expected a tight tense run and we're getting it.
Sean,
Scott?
as our resident statistician, what happens
Because
with a draw?
his shoulder is
Good
always on his
question.
body, then bringing the
It
arm
depends
around
on
that was no good.
the
It'll obviously the Blues,
Release the body, okay,
as we
and
stand here in front, so the Blues would go into that playoff.
Still plenty of time to go. The way Hanscom's been kicking here, I wouldn't deny him to kick this, but there's a few thrills and spills to come yet in this game.
Relive be informed I was wrong. The Ospreys.
I thought the Ospreys were ahead, didn't they? Yeah.
The Ospreys would finish fourth. I don't think we've got time.
That's what the discussion was with Nick Williams and Hanscom. Draw's not good enough for the Blues.
So we haven't got time between now and the World Cup to explain why, but it appears the Ospreys would finish fourth with the draw. And the scores are level.
Yeah, immaculate kicking from Hanscom again. They have to back themselves to go down and score again. Well, that was an easy 3 points in terms of the penalty. And lots of changes on the field, but it's all square. What a finish we got here now.
Yeah, there's a few twists and turns yet. We're talking about the draw as it stands still. Long time left in this game.
Left or right hand?
Somebody going to stand up, put their hand up, be a superstar for the region.
Get behind you.
Sam Perry comes on for Scott Baldwin.
Same with you.
High and hanging from Sam Davis. Rory Thornton catches. There for Thomas Williams. To Nick Williams.
Get up, get
Inside
up,
to
get up, get up,
Ollie
get up,
Robinson.
get up, get on.
Came down to a Reece Patchell drop goal attempt in game one, didn't it?
Ews!
Could we see one at the end of this?
23 points apiece. Oh, that's going to bounce.
Advantage, knock on black.
Yeah, that's an advantage for the Blues, and there was just a sort of pirouetting moment of indecision there for a couple of Ospreys players.
It shows the benefits of a contestable kick, Ed. You know, so we've been calling for from the Blues. They've been giving it too easy to the Ospreys.
Advantage over.
The little chip kick has worked well. Brilliant by Hanscom. Oh, that's another one by Dan Evans this time. Oh, this is going to be another bin decision, and Dan Evans, he's resisting, but he knows it.
Yes,
Was
Nigel.
he last match? Is there any call for a penalty try here, Nick? Or was it too far out? George North covering.
Checking, time out.
Yeah, I think it's too far out for the penalty try. Thomas Williams looks as if he was in.
Ian,
Yes, Nigel.
my initial view, I have a deliberate knock on from 15 because he took the risk and I have a clear round back. I need a check. I think we may be a bit too far out to penalty try with numbers coming back, but I'd like to have a look just to make sure, please, okay? But 15 is going to the bin at the moment, unless I have a totally different picture from you.
Okay.
Okay.
Shots coming up.
Doubtful if we're going to have a penalty try, too far out, but it could be the bin for Dan Evans. Here we go.
Yeah, just a bit of magic, wasn't it, from Anscombe? Beautifully weighted chip. Lilo draws the last man. You know, Sam Davies has got the angle. I don't think you can give the penalty try for it. George North is on the outside. Tom Williams will say, if I get it, I'm going to score all day, but...
I'd argue all day long as a coach.
Yeah, you know you would, but...
Right, okay. Let me tell you what I'm seeing here. You come listen if you want. Pips, come here. I have a clear deliberate knock on the yellow card, but we are too far out.
George is quicker than him.
Men running. Nick, please. Too many men running back, and there's not enough. There's too much of a doubt about a penalty try for me, unless anybody's seeing any different to me.
Agree 100%, Nigel. Agree 100%.
Say again, Anton.
Okay.
I'm with you 100%.
So, Martin, we are going to have yellow card.
Yeah,
no penalty try, but a penalty.
I think it is too far out. I agree with Nigel Owens there. You cannot tell me Thomas Williams is definitely going to score categorically. As quick as he is, you've got George North coming down, you've got Sam Davies got a bit of an angle.
Same line as you. It has to be a probable try, a possible one.
More
it's
spice.
Not good enough. It's a penalty only on this occasion, okay? No, that's my explanation, Nick, and it's as clear as I can give it for you.
More spice in the pot.
But it's still a huge moment. Just going back to how that line break was made, it was a beautifully weighted kick from Gareth Anscombe. The ball didn't even bounce straight into Lilo's hands. Got behind the Ospreys defence.
Possible is not good enough.
Well, Gareth Anscombe can't. Him and Nick Williams are asking Nigel about that penalty try. He can't let that affect this kick now. It's such an important kick. It's a beautifully weighted chip. Lilo, you know, Dan Evans is last man. You got Sam Davies covering and George North. I agree is too far out to say. Thomas Williams will disagree with me. But now the Ospreys will play the remainder of the game, bar 13 seconds. Looking at the clock. With 14 men.
Yeah, Dan Evans knows what he might have done. If you hang a hand out like that, you're destined for the bin.
I hope for his sake he doesn't miss you, because there'll be all sorts of conspiracy theories.
Oh, Martin, the red lights go up on the post. Gareth Anscombe, has missed.
It was going to happen, wasn't it?
He's going to have another chance, but I'm pretty sure the Ospreys will have one as well.
Yeah, there's still 10 minutes to go. As we mentioned, you know, there's lots. It's been one of those sorts of days, isn't it? Everything's happening. It's been a brilliant judgment day so far.
Nobody was thinking conspiracy until you started it.
Well, you know, I go back to what I said, Ed. Him and Nick Williams were arguing with Nigel Owens about the potential penalty try. You can't let that affect you. Goal kickers are tunnel vision. You know, have to compose themselves.
Jared Evans wearing 10 today, while Gareth Anscombe wears 15. Whoops, that's a little loose. Well picked up. Josh Turnbull. Nick Williams takes on James Kane.
Now.
It's gone 70 minutes. Nick Williams looks as if he's going to do the full 80.
Release.
Dimitri Ahip in midfield. Ollie Cracknell has...
You were fine for the beginning, but then you wanted to...
Had to let go in the end. Anscombe. So the Blues are back where they want to be against the 14 men. Keelan Giles on the far side.
Yeah, they need to bring Keelan Giles on now, because Dan Evans being the fullback, it's going to be very difficult to cover that space behind you. Lose your fullback, Sam Davies, when you're not in possession, are going to have to cover that area. The wingers are going to have to do a lot of work, as will Alec Davis at 9.
Time out, boys.
Rodri Jones comes on into the Ospreys front row.
We have an obvious one. It's got to be obvious. Okay?
Nicky Smith goes off. Yeah. So the looks at it all.
Stay back.
But it's all square still.
So Ospreys are still in the box seat. As it stands, the Blues still need to score.
You're fine.
Alec Davis. Anscombe. Thomas Williams in broken play. The door closed on him. Our hip plays scrum half. Nick Williams does try one of those left-handed passes.
Over there, Craig.
Well, he gets away with it.
Okay. Advantage! No, advantage forward pass, let it go black.
Kirby Myhill.
Too many bodies in there, lads, okay? Pass was forward off 8, no advantage.
So it has gone forward off Nick Williams, scrum down, Ospreys ball.
Well, he's been excellent, but I'm not so sure it was needed there. You know, me and my clock, Eddie, you know, this eats into the seconds. They have to score. It's a bit loose. There's Ospreys all around.
Bit forward.
Yes, forward. It'd be interesting, you know, if both sets of players know what the situation is regarding a draw.
Boys, we're waiting for people here.
You know, do the Ospreys players know what's good for them? Do the Blues players sure the messages got on?
Okay, lads, let's get ready then, please.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure now. Looking at this discussion between Anscombe and Williams about the last penalty.
When you're ready, time to come on.
From an Ospreys point of view, you know exactly what they're going to do. It's just territory for them, isn't it? Just try and pin the Blues back into their half, down to 14 men. And you're right, Sean, it is just eating into that clock, isn't it?
Yeah, keep the pressure then, okay? Crouch. Bind. Set.
Reset scrum.
Oh, penalty to the Ospreys.
Big penalty.
And it is Dimitri Arhip on the
height, please.
number 18.
Front
there
row,
he is.
Height. All the blue. Front row, height.
Oh, all of them.
This is it's a huge penalty.
Height.
That is a huge penalty.
It's a clock penalty now. You know, I'm sorry to go on about it, but you know, Sam Davis takes his time here. They take their time going to the line out. They'll catch and drive. It eats into the clock. It's all good tactical play.
By the team down to 14.
Blue 6 there, man.
You're right, you're looking at 75, 76 minutes now with the time.
Outside, Craig.
The Ospreys get to this line out.
Josh Turnbull's day is done.
You're outside, so on the line.
George Earl comes on.
On the line, boys.
And as predicted, the
Whoever's
Ospreys are
receiver, 2 meters,
in
okay?
no rush at all to come to this line out. Here they are. That's not their fastest sprint of the year. James King rises high. They'll try and make this maul last, well, 6.5 minutes would do.
And if Sam Davis got any sense,
19 is in.
he'll build for a drop goal situation as well.
Yeah, Bradley Davis and Alan Wynne-Jones won't be far away from it.
In the middle.
Done really well, young Shane Lewis, who's came right through the middle there.
All available, leave it now.
And Dirksen plays scrum half. Ollie Cracknell waits.
Wait! Hughes!
James King next to drive it on.
3 points kills it here, Ed.
You just see Stan Davis, he's stood in the background, isn't he? Just doesn't want the ball, just point to his forwards.
He's in position now, it's gone loose. They have to reset through Ollie Cracknell. Sam Davis edges back a little further with the orange boots on, black scrum cap. Not yet. Oh, it is now. Hooked.
Well, the idea was right, but it was the wrong time to do it. A bit like Reece Patchell in game 1. It was a great bit of defence and knocked the Ospreys back, and then don't take your drop goal on the back foot like that.
Yeah, but once you've lost your feet.
There's Sam Davis, who, didn't find the sweet spot at all. Now then, 5 and a bit minutes to go. The game is sort of, well, we're pausing through an injury, but we've had a sort of lull period. Are we going to have a
sheer tension, isn't it? I think both sets of players know one mistake can cost you the season, really. It's the end of the season, whoever loses this game. So both sets of players have become very nervy, very edgy.
And the coaches.
Interesting situation for the Blues. We've got the 22. Do you just kick long, give the ball back to the Ospreys, or do you try a short one, try and regain possession and work your way up the field?
So let's make the calls when we need to make them.
All square. The grand old master, Nick Williams, back on his feet. He's gone 74, 75 minutes. He's going to go the full 80. The Blues need to win to go into the Champions Cup playoff.
Knock on Blue.
To knock on Blue, they can't secure possession, and the seconds tick away. This scrum will take a minute.
Yeah, and like I said, you look at the clock, it's coming up to 76. It's a good contestable kick. I'm surprised the Blues didn't try to get that restart back. You know.
You want to close it up a bit?
Gareth Hanscom challenges, well, not challenges, he queries the knock on.
That's great play from Sam Davis, isn't it? You know, up and under's right on the button, it's contestable. He wins, forces the knock on. Just we want, but.
And the height good, so keep the height up, please.
Could that be the last opportunity for the Blues?
Are you happy with the
Sam Davis. Will he be plotting drop goal 2?
Bind.
Not yet. They might have a couple of trundles from the scrum, Sean. And James King. How far can he? No, he's left it to Alan Davis. Sam Davis. Corey Allen. Keelan Giles. Well, they're into the Blues 22. King again to big Bradley Davis, deep in the Blues 22. Ollie Cracknell. 14-man Ospreys through the venerable Alan Wynne-Jones in front of the posts. Might be on now for Sam Davis or Ollie Cracknell for the try. 6 metres out. Jones.
Last! Stay down, Blue!
He's poised, Sam Davis is poised. Oh, and Ollie Cracknell gets on the way. Wants a penalty.
Thomas Williams taken off the ball. The Blues have 3 minutes to go from this position. It's 15 metres from their own line to the other end.
It's a double whammy from Ollie Cracknell. They were set up nicely for the drop goal about 18 metres out. Ollie Cracknell's just run in between Sam Davis and Ali Davis, and then holds Thomas Williams back with a missed touch.
Missed touch. Hanno Dirksen, a chance to run at last, and he slips.
There's no tackle. Play on back.
Surface of Principality Stadium. So the Ospreys back into the Blues 22. Justin Tipperick. Sam Davis. A little show and go.
Yeah, from a Blues point of view, somebody, Ollie Robinson, Nick Williams, needs to stand up, make one of those trade-back turnovers.
Too slow, boys.
Oh, we have a penalty advantage to the Ospreys. This could be it. They can play on for as long as they want.
Release.
Keep it nice and tight. Or throw it wide to Hanno Dirksen.
Can't play advantage.
He's got 90 seconds. And he'll take
2 minutes, Nige, 2 minutes.
The time in the world here, Sam Davis.
He's on the wrong side, and he's made no effort to go. He's too late making the effort. The damage is done, okay? Yeah, but that was afterwards, maybe. If he did make no effort from the beginning, you see, that's why it's a penalty.
Yeah, it's criminal. It's all down to a missed touch from the penalty. You know, you have the relief, you've given the second chance.
Yes, you have, yeah.
And you missed touch, and his carry is penalised. Okay? Just get stuck there. Bradley Davis knows exactly what he's doing, just flops on top of him. James King pushing the ball into his carry as well, just to bring to Nigel Owens' attention.
79-40 has got to be kicked back.
Sam Davis to seal the game. Possibly we will have a restart, but this to put the Ospreys 3 points ahead. That little yellow mark above the 2T, that means they're down to 14. So he's done it. The Ospreys go into the lead. Just to remove any doubt, any fragment of doubt, the victory would certainly put them into the qualifying playoff.
30
Dan
seconds
Lydiard.
left after the restart.
Well, there's some experience to bring onto the field. 30-second cameo from Dan Lydiard.
Time on now. You go left or right?
And Dan Evans is back for a 30-second return. Ollie Cracknell off.
Time on.
This has to be made for a challenge. Oh.
And that's the one guy who would not kick to, Justin Tipuric.
And who lifted
Justin
him? Dan
Tipuric.
Lydia.
Is there?
Claims it
Let
like
him go.
no
Let
other.
him go. Hughes!
Last 10 seconds.
10,
Quick,
9,
Sean. Your man of the
8,
match.
7,
Well, I made the decision at the
6,
23 all mark.
5,
There's been nothing
4,
between the two
3,
teams. The scorers have done
2,
well, the kickers.
1, your time.
But one of the best players on the field has been Nick Williams, the old stager. He's my Guinness Pro 14 man of the match, despite the loss.
The end of a pulsating game. And it is the Ospreys who ease through. Well, that's the totally wrong word. Who squeeze through to the European Champions Cup playoff game. It may not be the grandest prize, but it is something for the Ospreys. Their season carries on. Disappointment for the Blues. They have lost here at Principality Stadium to their rivals from the West. The Blues 23, the Ospreys 26.